Okay, I bet you see this page every single day, maybe even a few times a day. But have you ever stopped to really look at it? Well, today we're going to put the Google sign-in page under a microscope. We're going to deconstruct the incredible amount of design, psychology, and, frankly, power that's packed into this one simple screen. So, let's dive in.
First, let me ask you a question. What's the most important door you open every day? You might think of your front door, right? Or your car door. The thing is, we open dozens of physical doors without even thinking about it. But I'm going to argue that the most crucial door you open isn't physical at all.
What if it's this? This simple, unassuming little prompt. This text box is the gateway to your entire digital life. I'm talking your photos, your private conversations, your documents, your search history, everything. It all lives behind this one single point of entry. So yeah, it's not just a login form, it's a gateway. And that is the big idea for this entire explainer. We're going to treat this page not as some boring form, but as a very carefully constructed digital doorway. It's really the main entrance to our modern lives, where every single little element has a purpose, just like a lock, a keyhole, or even a peephole on your front door.
So what exactly do we mean by a digital doorway? Well, it's pretty simple. It's the main entry point to your whole universe of online stuff, your data, your messages, your identity, and it's all secured by one single company. When you sign in here, you're not just checking your email, you are literally stepping into the digital version of yourself.
Now, every doorway needs a key, right? So the first thing we need to do is figure out how you forge yours. This is all about how you prove that you are, well, you, in a massive online world with billions of other people.
Have you ever noticed the very specific language they use here? It doesn't say sign in to Gmail or log into YouTube. No, it says use your Google account. That is such a deliberate choice. Google's framing your account as this single universal master key that unlocks every single room in their digital house. It really reinforces that idea of a single unified identity. And what is that key made of? You get a choice, email or phone. And this right here shows you the evolution of our online identity perfectly. You know, email is the classic digital address. It's like a place you go to. But a phone number, that's attached directly to you, the person. It's a subtle but huge shift from a digital place to a digital self.
Okay, so you've got your key. But what about the security of the doorway itself? A good door doesn't just let the right person in, it has to be great at keeping the wrong people out. So let's take a look at the locks and peepholes that Google has built right into the frame.
I love this. Think of this little sentence as a friendly warning from the doorman. Google knows you might be trying to open this door somewhere that isn't safe, like a library computer or at a friend's house. So it gives you a very clear, direct instruction on how to keep your keys safe when you're not on your home turf.
And this is how that works. Using guest mode or a private window is like being handed a temporary key that just dissolves the second you leave. You enter, you do what you need to do, and when you close that door behind you, poof, all traces of your visit are completely wiped clean. It's an incredibly powerful security feature for a world where we're always on the move.
Now look way down at the bottom of the page. You've got these two little links, privacy and terms. Just think of these as the peepholes in our digital door. Before you even think about putting your key in the lock, you have the option to look through and understand the rules of the house and who exactly is on the other side. So many of us ignore them, but they're really your only way to see what you're getting yourself into.
Of course, we're all human. We lose our keys, we forget where we put them. A well-designed doorway has to plan for this stuff. So what happens when you're standing in front of your digital door and you just can't get in?
The design here is brilliant because it's so simple. There are only two options. Think about it. When you're locked out, you're stressed. The last thing you want is a dozen confusing buttons. Google gets that. They anticipate the two biggest problems you could have and give you two clear, distinct paths to a solution. It cuts down on the panic and frustration.
So the first path, forgot email, that's for a memory problem. You've literally lost your key. The second path, help, that's for when the lock seems jammed, even if you think you have the right key. This super clear distinction gets you where you need to go so much faster.
All right, and finally, let's talk about how you even get a key in the first place. You can't just have one, you have to agree to something. This is like the social contract of the digital world, the rules of the house that you have to accept before they'll even hand you a key.
It all starts with this simple button, create account. Just 2 words, but they carry a ton of weight. This is your moment of initiation. Clicking this is you raising your hand and saying, yep, I want to be a resident here. I want a key to this digital world.
It's this act of voluntarily choosing to enter their ecosystem.
But, and this is the big but, to get that key, you have to agree to the terms. This is the non-negotiable lease agreement. The whole point here is the exchange. You get access, you get convenience, you get this powerful digital identity, and in return, you agree to follow a really complex set of rules and data policies. That Create Account button is basically your digital signature on that contract.
So what's the big takeaway here? This simple page, the one we glance at every day, is the blueprint for our modern digital identity. It's a door, a key, a lock, and a contract all rolled into one. And that leaves us with a final, really crucial question to think about. As more and more of our lives move behind these digital doors, who do we trust to be the locksmith? Who gets to set the terms, make the keys, and ultimately decide who gets in? That's something to ponder the next time you sign in.